So what's going on YouTube? Is Miles back with the video. In today's video, I want to rant about the lack of social life that is in America. Right now, I'm actually pretty disgusted with the current state of America. You know, we say we're America first, but we're still fast tracking foreigners to American citizenship. We allow the country to be infiltrated. Everybody just comes here to make money. They don't use or adapt to our culture. They just come here to make a living and still sustain their culture here. They build all kinds of religious buildings and they have their same gatherings here. You know, as Americans, we have no damn self-respect. And it's absolutely disgusting to me. It seems like we only care about big corporations, not the small guys. We don't help the average everyday citizen. If you look at the people in the Midwest and just people in general, you're struggling as an American just to exist. The cost of living, the wages aren't going up. You guys have heard this 1,000 times. I'm fully convinced that none of the politicians on either side really truly care about the American people. They care more about Israel. They care more about all these different other things. Big corporations making their families richer. Anyways, back to the video, the core of this video. So, there is a lack of social life in America. Our culture is backwards. We're a hustle culture. Taught to work in 10, 12-hour days. Get it out the mud. Get the money first. Everybody's like, hey, you know, don't even deal with women until you get your money right. Which is, that has to be some of the stupidest advice, because, and even I've admitted to saying this, but looking back on it, that's the stupidest advice ever, because this is what's going to happen to you. You guys are going to get the money, and then you don't know how to talk to women, to vet them properly. You don't know all their manipulation and deception and tactics and their gaslighting. You don't know any of that because you've not been dealing with women. You've been worried about making money as a man. And so what happens is, once you make the money, you're going to get an attractive woman, and you're not going to know the game she's playing. And then she's going to take all of your money through, you know, child support or through marriage, divorce. Wouldn't it have been better? Because this is the natural progression of human beings. When you're younger, you don't have anything, but you still talk and socialize with women. High school, junior high, college. You're really supposed to get a relationship first and grow together. You know, we've forgotten that whole concept of having community and relationships. Everything's about money, not about people. You guys want to know why you feel so alone? It's because you're actually alone. Nobody cares about you. They only care about money. They only care about yourself, their own self-interest. We don't teach community anymore. We don't teach what America is supposed to be, what an American is supposed to be. People are threatening to leave because a certain president has gotten into office, threatening to leave the entire country, to throw America away because of one person getting elected. Nobody cares about American culture, and the politicians don't care about the Americans. Everybody just cares about the money, the dollars. So you're alone because you weren't taught to be social, to care for the next man around you. Now, we're so worried about making money that you don't have time to socialize because you're working so much. You're working so much because why? The cost of living is inexpensive, so expensive. that you have to work long hours. You have to brown nose at work a little bit just to get those extra hours because you can't afford your own basic everyday needs. Your working hours don't go near as far because the country is in debt. And yeah, they're trying to correct the debt, but you know, recently the Republicans, they just blocked their own, you know, Trump's bill about tax breaks, and nothing makes sense anymore in this place. It's absolutely disgusting how far we have fallen as a country. And we're supposed to defeat China. I don't see it. I don't see it. And that is hard for me to admit that and say that. But back to the video. This is somewhat an event on America and an event on social life. And so you're so focused on working. And then, you know, your commute's long coming to and fro work. By the time you get home, you don't have the energy to socialize. But let's just say you did. You go out to socialize. You go out to get a few drinks. You go out to, whenever you go to the club, you don't have to even get a drink. This before you get a drink. You have to pay to get in as a man. You have to pay for parking. That's $50 right there. You know, then you have to pay for food. You're going to a quality place. You're not going to McDonald's, right? So that's $20 per meal, at least. Actually, it's more than that. It's like $25, $30 per meal for an average place. Don't even factor in drinks. Don't even factor in a more expensive quality place where you can get good quality food. And so it's hard to socialize because socializing costs too much money. And then, of course, you add the phone and all this stuff, and you know, people can get everything done where they don't have to leave at all from the house. So everything is incentivized to go against actual community, actual interactions in real life. Everything goes against that. And we're wondering why the suicide rates are skyrocketing. We're wondering why loneliness is skyrocketing. Community is non-existent, and it hasn't been here for a long time. We're in a free-for-all. We've probably been in an online internet civil war for a long time. We've been in a cultural war for a long time. You know, we're divided at every end, politically, gender-wise. You know, people are trying to keep this racism going. So racial, political class, social, economic class divided. This is unsustainable. The more I think about it, I'm like, do they want society to go into civil unrest? Because that seems more and more the only option to get out of and fix this thing, because no other way are people going to really fix it. People are either too stupid or they're too feminine to take action and try to change it. You know, guys like me on YouTube, we scream from the mountaintop that this is a problem, but oftentimes these messages go on deaf ears. You know, maybe it's all part of the plan, who knows? But that is my video. That is my rant for today. I will see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.